Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you everyone. Thank you from Musa for the introduction, and thank you for everyone to join this session sharing. So I hope everyone can see my presentation and can hear my voice. Okay, so let me start.
You are loud and clear. You can hear you loud and clear from Nigeria.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Okay, thank you again, everyone. So, Dr. Nabila, again, I would like to say thank you to her because she has been describing about her application, which is the one that I didn't apply. So far, for my case, I applied for the proof of concept, the first one part of the ISDB application. Transform call in 2019. Okay, so for 2021, the Transform Fund call focused on the response to recovering from the COVID-19 pandemic with the aim of building a stronger, more resilient and prosperous future, which has been deliberated by Dr. Nabila. But you have to make sure that they are focusing on these 6 SDG, Sustainable Development Goal, okay, no hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, and as well as industry, innovation and infrastructure. So in my case, I apply for proof of concept and I focus on this good health and well-being, as well as the for industry, innovation, infrastructure. Okay, so for information, at the end of this presentation, I will show you about the website of the ISDB, so we can see how the grants looks like, how my application looks like in the system. Okay, so even though we are talking about the 6 SDG, the ISDB already highlighted which one that you should focus. So I recommend you, before you want to apply on this one or during your proposal development, you have to look into the definition of each SDG as your guideline on what you are looking to, what you are going to describe on your proposal. So if you can see on each of these SDG, for example, zero hunger here, okay, they have the explanation of the aim of to end hunger, achieve food security and improve nutrition and promote sustainable agriculture. Okay, if you go for good health and well-being, you go to the definition, it will spell out about the ensure healthy life and promote well-being for all at all ages. Okay, and then you have the quality education, ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. Okay, so for your information, I received an email from one of potential applicants this year where he asked me about this quality education. So if one of you have been looking forward to apply within this SDG number 4, you can go into the detail of the explanation, what you should write in your proposal. So by looking into the definition, I think it will help you. This is the one of tricks that I that I applied during my application in 2019. Okay, so if you go to another SDG, clean water and sanitation, okay, the explanation focus on ensure availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all. Okay, and this one, for your information, we find out there is one winners in 2019. What they did, they make a proposal to do the desalinate. What we call that one? They use the salt water, from the seawater to become a drinkable water, a potable water. So they focus on this clean water and sanitation. Okay, other SDG, affordable and clean energy. The definition focus on ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all. And then the last SDG is industry, innovation, and infrastructure. So in this case, I use this SDG definition to build a resilient infrastructure, promote inclusive and sustainable industrialization, and foster innovation. So in my proposal, I apply a plant waste to become a food preservative. One, to focus on good health and well-being, where in this case of COVID-19, most of the, for example, if you want to apply this one, during this COVID-19, there is so much of borders has been shut down. So those food that being produced in farm cannot reach to the client, and even if they reach to the client or customer, the food already damaged. So I apply food waste as a food preservative, so that we use that food preservative to cover the fruit or fruit that being produced in farm, so that it can extend the shelf life. So my focus on this SDG on good health and well-being, and the last one on industry, innovation, infrastructure, where I make I made a proposal stating that how to prepare the fruit preservative in a lab scale and going to become a big scale later. Okay, so this is how we a trick that I may suggest to you. You go to each SDG highlighted by ISDB and try to focus on their definition, so that it will assist you on how to prepare the proposal. Okay, so again, this one application category, this one has been deliberated by Dr. Nabila. So in my case, so I will not repeat, but in my case, I apply for category 1, which is proof of concept. Okay, so the grant covers that you may apply up to 100,000 $100,000, and eligibility focus on scientists and innovators. So in this case, if we go to the definition of the proof of concept, any application that any applicant who like to apply on this category 1, you have to make sure that your idea has been proven. Okay, so if we go to the proof of concept definition, to support scientists and innovators who have a proven concept, which means you need to prove the concept first, or it has been highlighted or have been published elsewhere, stated that this innovation has been proven. Okay, and then who are in need of initial funding to develop their ideas into a pilot project, development solution, and a business proposal. So I don't explain much on this one because this one has been explained by Dr. Nabila. But in my case, there is a question previously stating about the proof of concept. You have to make sure that when you want to apply your idea, a grant using your idea, you have to prove it first. Yeah, it should be has been published somewhere else. Yeah. So the next is different category may need you to provide some explanation. Yeah. So this explanation can be categorized into different criteria. So you can see from innovativeness, impact and outreach, doable and practical, sustainable, replicable and scalable, and patentable and commercial potential. This one for proof of concept. Okay, and then you can go for identification of STI, estimate cost and plan, implementation plan, business model, patent position and potential impacts. That will be different needed or requests if you apply on different categories. So in my case, since I apply for proof of concept, so I would like to share to you about this 6 criteria that I've prepared. Okay, so if you are going to apply for capacity building, you can see those that I highlighted here. I put a sign there, meaning that that is the criteria needed by the ISDB in the grant proposal. Okay, so different category may need to prepare a complete proposal according to different criteria requested. Okay, so how to apply? You can go to isdbengage.org. Yeah, so this one we can, okay, never mind. I can stop for this one. Okay. Okay, for this one, you can go to this website, ISDB, okay, and then you can go to the call for innovation. Okay, so they will open this page. So where to download the guidelines, you go to the bottom of this one. Okay, this is operational guidelines. So you open or you click this operational guideline. So when you click this one, you will get this guideline. Okay, so based on this guideline, I recommend you to read one by one according to your categories. So in my case, I applied for proof of concept. So in that case, I just read on this part, okay? Category 1, new ideas with proof of concept. So they have highlighted here, you can see, proof of concept means a demonstration in principle with the aim of verifying that some concept or theory has been practically potential, which means somewhere else has been stated that it is proven to be the idea to be done. Okay. 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 So let me focus on this one. Okay. So proof of concept for my application, so they aim to support scientists and innovators who have a proven concept, okay? And then you need to provide an evidence that your idea or concept has been proven. For example, published manuscript or journal or somewhere. So in this case, for example, I have published one of when I joined academia in 2018. So I published a very basic fundamental research, and it's been proven that it's doable. So using this publication, so I wrote this ISDB grant and I cite this paper, okay, my paper, that it has been proven as the concept has been proven and it can be goes up to the lab scale. Yeah. So from this published journal or manuscript, you can write down your journal to enhance the research activities up to the level prior to scale up. Okay, which means up to the small or laboratory, small scale or laboratory scale activities. So this is how I do this strategy for this proof of concept. Make sure there is something proven or published somewhere to prove that the idea that you're going to proceed to introduce in the ISDB proposal are there. Yeah. And then you need to fill in the detailed criteria. Okay, again, you have to refer to ISDB guideline, what they are looking for. The good thing about the ISDB guideline that I share with you, they provide a question to you. So you just answer the question one by one within the framework of your idea. Okay, so for example, you have to fill in the criteria on innovativeness. So you have to describe the idea and the challenge you are proposing. Yeah, because you want to solve a problem, so you have to issue the challenge first, okay, address the challenge first, and then you have to highlight how you consider the idea to be an innovation or creative, meaning that perhaps someone else have been doing it previously, so you want to highlight what is the advantage of using your idea compared to the other ideas or similar ideas, okay? And then if you want to initiate an innovation, a new thing, make sure it's completely a new approach or a significant improvement to an existing approach, meaning that you can use other ideas or ideas that already exist, but you want to enhance it or improve, make it better, make it more reachable, for example. So this is the strategy, okay? And then make sure you differentiate between your approach and the previous one, yeah? And then explain what improvement your approach could bring to materialize the idea. So this is the on innovativeness, meaning that it's not only new idea, but it's also allow to improve an idea which has been done by previous activity or studies, okay? And then you need also to fill in information related to your research or your proposal on impact and outreach. How can your idea give an impact to solve challenge in Islamic Development Bank member countries? So if you go to the guideline, they already highlighted what are the ISDB member countries, yeah? And then need to focus on this 6 SDG as have been highlighted previously. Okay, so who will you help using your idea? Yeah, you may state that sometimes you may using your idea to help the farmers. In my case, sometimes you may say that you use this your idea to help the food manufacturers in your countries. Yeah, and then how will impact to be measured? Okay, perhaps you can say that impact can be measured on numbers of food which is not being wasted during this COVID time. okay? Or maybe impact on in terms of money generation by using your idea, and how many people will be positively impact in short, medium, and long term. Perhaps you can say within 1 year, who will be benefited by your idea. On another 3 years, in another 5 years, in another 10 years, who will be get the benefit from your ideas. Okay, so this is on impact and outreach. Another criteria is on the doable and practical. So is your idea scientifically sound? That is the question from the ISDB guideline. So you can say yes, definitely is sound, but you need to provide the evidence. That's why in my case, I cite the paper that support my idea. Okay, so this one done. What do we need to practically implement it? Okay, you may say that some equipment that you may need, or some cheap technology that can help assist poor country or least developed Muslim countries, for example. Okay, so does the technology needed to be implemented? Your idea exists. Is it new thing, or is it already there but you need to improve? Okay, and then you have to be specific on how you want to carry out your activities or your project or your idea. Okay, so you spell out specific way on how you do it. Okay, and then in this doable and practical for proof of concept application, it's compulsory for you to complete the KPI template and estimated cost and financing plan. Okay, so failure to complete any of the required template will disqualify your proposal. So this is a compulsory. So again, let me show you how to get this one. So when you open this guideline, okay, you can go to the to part of the doable. They state here, see pages 10 to 12 to download the KPI template and estimated cost and financing plan. So you can go to the bottom of the guideline. Here, okay, so this is the KPI template you can download here, and also another one, cost estimate and financing plan. So this is the template. So fill in this template. The good thing is this template has been improved compared to my session in 2019. They even show you what the definition of this, how to fill in this table. Yeah, you are very lucky because they provide you a detailed information. Even here on the cost estimation, they provide a detail what you should fill in, the similar component or activity that you can fill in the table. Okay, and then sustainable is another criteria. Okay, the idea, when eventually is turned into a product or service, must demonstrate a self-growing potential in terms of continuing its expected impact. Okay, so your idea shall be sustainable. So by writing on sustainable, you need to highlight the idea that use cheaper tools or facility. This one, for example, in my case. So for your idea, you may suggest that you use other a tool, for example, which is available the whole world, for example. So it will be easier for you if anything broken down on related to your equipment or machine, you know that it's easily obtained. Yeah, to make sure that the project is continuously done. That's why a sustainable requirement shall be fulfilled. Okay, you also may add that if the source to materialize are abundant, the impact will be bigger. Okay, and then I also suggest to you, recommend to you, you need it's good if you can describe how the eventual product or service will maintain itself, survive and grow in the marketplace. Okay, my suggestion, if you can provide a statistic and cite that statistic in your proposal, that will be meaningful and will help you or help the evaluator to capture the gist of your idea. Okay. And another criteria requested is replicable and scalable. Is it your idea can be scaled up? Okay, because we know that this ISDB application, they have different categories, and even if yours is on proof of concept, they plan, the ISDB plan that if the project can be scaled up so that you can apply for another categories in next few years. Okay, so it's good that if you want to provide your idea, make sure it can be scaled up. You have to think about the strategies and activities that in the end, the proof of concept will be translated to be in a scale up activities later in next few years. Okay, so will the product or service be able to work in other geographies and setting? Okay, so in my case, because I deal with plant waste, so definitely the whole world there's abundance of plant waste, so it can be adopted by lots of countries. Okay, and then will the product or service be able to scale up and reach more and more people? How? Okay, so in this case, you need to provide numbers. Okay, what they mean of numbers, you can provide any data from any publication or even from any online information. Provide that numbers as to support your proposal. Okay, we cannot simply state that this percent of people will receive this, but you need to provide an evidence as well. Okay, and then we have this last requirement or criteria for proof of concept for patentable and commercial potential. So the guideline asks you questions. So you answer the question here. Does your idea have a potential for patenting? Okay, so this is the way that we want to secure, the ISDB want to secure your idea. So you make sure that it can be patented. Okay, and then you need that to explain how you see your idea developing in future into commercial product or services. Okay, perhaps you could expand to other fields. So in my case, for example, I make a food preservative using a plant source, so it can be applied in cosmetic and even in pharmaceuticals as well. So I explain there, it can be expanded to other fields as well. Okay, and then you need to describe your plans, your plan for patenting or trademarking the ideas of your work. Okay, when and where you want to apply for patent. So, for example, I have 3 years duration to complete this project, this given project. So, on which year I should apply a patent? Perhaps on the last year or on the second year. Yeah, and then where? Different countries have different way of applying patent. Even they have different time frame to for a patent to be granted to you. So perhaps you can apply in certain countries when you know that in your countries the patent application may may take a long time to get granted. Okay, and then the idea must have a potential for patent protection and development into a commercial product or services with an expected benefit. So by securing your idea using patenting, you can ask people to pay when they want to use your idea or your project products in other countries. So that's why ISDB suggests you to have a patent. Okay, so this is an example of this KPI table. So this one a little bit different than our session, but the good thing is they have highlighted to you on what to be written in the table. Okay, so for example, there is an output, outcome, and preliminary impact. Yeah, component is what activities you want to conduct, you want to carry out within your project duration or research duration. Okay, so this one they already explained. Output could be numbers of students that completed a specialized training course. Outcome would then be how many of graduate of that course. Yeah, and then the impact. Yeah, is it? So in this case, they provide an example. If the research related to disabilities, people with disabilities, are they going to become independent in the near future after taking up your the idea from your project? So this is the explanation that's been given in this KPI template. Okay, and then you have to fill in the estimated cost and financing plan. Okay, this one same like Dr. Nabila shared to you. Okay, this one not much different from ours, but the good thing they have provide an evidence, suggestion here at the bottom of the table. So they said that what are activities that need to be filled up. They suggest if you need to do a consultancy service, yeah, upgrading a platform, hiring operational staff. So in my case, I hire one postgraduate student to complete the research, the project, conduct a training. Yeah, do you need to purchase any equipment, software, or application? Yeah, if you deal with since we are talking about the COVID-19, so perhaps they will have for designing clinical protocol. So this as well, and perform a screening test. Both of these as well shall be included in the cost and financing plan. Okay, and if you need to conduct a meeting or workshop, okay, and this one definitely will incur cost to your activity, so you need to provide this information in the table as well. Okay. So this is just want to show to you some of this one. Okay, so this is my desktop. Okay, for the ISDB. So this is my proposal. Okay, so you can see if you get inshallah, if you get we call that one, become the winner. Okay, so you will get the status winner here, and then this is the proposal. Okay, so you have to fill in, like Dr. Nabila said, fill in information. So when you fill in the information in the portal, they will capture information, what is your phone number, email address, and this is the KPI table. Yeah. This one is on the budget or financing plan. Okay, and then this is the information that I told you. You need to provide information on criteria, impact, and outreach. Yeah, 250 words. So this is how I explain here. You can see on even I cite the paper that support my idea here with citation. Even if you click, it will bring you to the paper. Okay, so this is the good thing about the ISDB portal, because they allow you to cite using a linking with the journal or any publication. Okay, so perhaps they don't want to see people just throw in ideas without any support information or support evidence. Yeah, so doable and practical. Okay, sustainability, replicable and scalable, patentable and commercial potential. Okay, so this is how the if you see in general, not much that you need to fill in, but within these 250 words, you have to make it very detailed but informative. Not so detailed but informative. Yeah, informative, and the information is really hit to the point, related to your idea. Okay. Okay, and then post-proposal evaluation, if you, there are a few stages. So for example, in 2019, you can see 5,000 applicants in 2019. And then the first stage would be 1,400 have been selected. And then 100 have been chosen. And then 60 receive appraisal, and 34 winners in 2019. So if you apply this year, you will receive, if you become one of potential winner, okay, you will receive an email from ISDB, and they will ask you to submit ISDB know your customer form. This one you need to fill in the information about your address, where is your full name, yeah, even your identification card if you have your passport, for example, so that they want to ensure that this is really an application from somebody. It's not something that someone that apply but is not really want to do the work. Yeah, and then you need to submit a complete proposal. Okay, and then if you are lucky, you will get 2 stages of SDB evaluation. This one they will not tell you, but afterward, those winners, this one, the 34 winners, will receive an email stated that you have been selected as the winner. Okay, so this is in the case of ISDB 2019. Okay, what are the next after the application. So next, after you apply, you become the winner. They will ask you to draft a contract. They send you the draft contract. You sign the contract, send back to them, and then you will receive the disbursement according to the timeline that you have proposed in your proposal. Okay, and then tips and tricks. Okay, so for my case, I suggest you to follow ISDB. What call that one? Twitter, for example, or if they have IG, Instagram, and even Facebook, you can see what are the previous applicants done. What are they are focusing. So you may imitate or improve that idea as well. So this is what I did in my application in 2019. I follow their Twitter and to look back what have been applied in the previous years. Okay, and then you have to make sure you aim to solve problem in least development member countries. We know that in ISDB country there are we call that one a modern one country, the developed countries and the least developed countries. But if we can focus on least developed countries activities that can be done to that to that place using your idea, that will become an advantage. Okay, and then remember you have to focus on SDG 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 9. Even though we know that there is lots of SDG, but you have to focus on these 6 SDG. Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you everyone for joining this session. And if you have any question, I'm open for that.
Question has to do with how well or what other method can we use to show the proof of concept aside published article. Dr. Mohammed, over to you, please.
Okay, for the first question, yes, if you have already have your project into the pilot study, you can go to the even you can go to the category 2, scaling up innovation projects. Okay, so even though as well, you even can apply category 1 if you, but you need to modify in order to on a proof of concept, but you need to modify your research activities to a better innovative way, for example. So any of these category 1 and 2 can be applied if you already go to even to pilot studies, no problem. On the second question, I'm not so sure. I'm not very clear on that. Can you repeat again, or if good as well, if you can type on the chat so that I can read.
Okay, let me explain further. Dr. Bello would like to know that you mentioned that you have to provide evidence that you have done something on it, and in your own case, you use your publication as evidence. He would like to know, aside the use of published article, what other way can we use to show that we have done something on the work ahead of now? And there is another question there that has to do with what advice do you have for the applicant whose application is not patentable and he has no evidence of manuscript for publication. So 2 questions. So you can answer the 2 together. That assuming I have it as an idea, no publishable article, and I've not even, and it may not be patentable, can I still apply? Why the first question has to do with what other method can I use apart from showing that I've published the idea before? Thanks.
Okay, thank you for the question. I'm suggesting if you don't have any publication related to your project, you can go to any what do you call that one? Known website which related to your idea, and you can cite from that. Even two websites. For example, in my case, I'm using the data from Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations related to the food waste here. So, and then I just cite this website, focus on that waste, and then by citing it into the portal, they will link to this website. So that's an approach. Okay, so for the next question, stating about no patentable evidence. Okay, I'm not recommend. It's not advisable to apply for ISDB without any evidence. But in case of if you can find any similar activity or work has been done by other researchers, for example, you can cite as well that one in terms of the idea. That is another way of proving that idea can be done or doable in your project that you apply. That is my suggestion. But clearly, I don't recommend you you apply your this grant without proving any evidence there. And this one focusing on proof of concept. Okay, my suggestion, go for similar work. They have same idea or similar idea, and then cite that one. Okay,
okay, yeah. Okay, we have learned. Yeah, we have learned from there, and I will just want to add one more for some of us who have no publication or has nothing along that line. If it has been a final year project, we can also use that one as source of evidence, just an idea. But what Dr. Muhammad have mentioned should suffice. Okay. We are gradually rounding up the event for today, and Professor Ojo from Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, if you are there, just let me know for the vote of thanks and for you to declare the event closed. But ahead of that, on this note, I want to thank Dr. Mohammed for that beautiful presentation. On behalf of Advanced Engineering Innovation Research Group, and the consortium from Federal University of Technology, Minna, Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Ogbomoso, the First Technical University, Ibadan, and Ibrahim Badamosi Babangida University, Lapai, we say a big thank you to our two presenters for today, Dr. Nabila Romli and Dr. Muhamad Shirwan Abdullah Sani. We are very, very grateful for the experience sharing. And we hope that when we write this, we may still call on you for one or two things. And we are also very grateful for sharing your knowledge with us today. So without wasting much time, I would like to call on Professor Ujo to give the vote of thanks to the But ahead of that, I have noticed the presence of Professor Wara is online Professor Wara is online. Engineer Jibril Bala, we are very grateful, and so some other senior colleagues from other higher institutions in Nigeria. We are very, very grateful. Professor Toshuku is also online, and some other captains of the industry. So, Professor Ojo, over to you to give the final vote of thanks and to declare the event closed. Thanks. I could observe that Professor Ojo network is not actually giving him chance to do that.
Yeah, Prof. Sorry, I just wanted to type that. Hello, Prof. Good morning. I just wanted to type that the network here seems to be fluctuating. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. So yeah, we can hear you. You can go ahead now, please. And close.
Thank you. I want to appreciate Prof and AERG for organizing this workshop and this training. I want to appreciate the presenters also for sharing from their own experiences. And I want to say that it's really, really, really eye-opening. And then actually it also tells one that the process for application or proposal submission has to still be more thorough, and then make sure you pay attention to some details. I want to say we really appreciate Dr. Muhamad Sani and Dr. I don't want to spell her name wrongly, but we really appreciate their presentations. And then we believe that this is going to be of assistance to us in our future applications. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing your words of experiences. Thank you, AERG and Professor Dino. We really appreciate you. God bless you all. Thank you very much. Thank you everyone who participated. I can see Professor Wara and so many other ones that Professor Abinas recognized also. So we appreciate everyone. Thank you very much for participating. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, everyone.
You can get the event close, please.
Okay, that's good. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining. We would like to thank you all for joining this session. And just to remind us too that the video recording of the presentation as well as the presentation slides will be shared on the website of AERG, which is www.aerg.com.ng very soon. So thank you very much and do have a lovely week ahead. Bye-bye.
Okay, thanks everybody. And if Professor Joy is there, you can unmute yourself again and declare the event closed.
Okay, thank you, Prof. I hereby declare the event closed. Thank you very much. Do have a wonderful week. Thank you. God bless.